So, my family, of course, I have, Dr. Joseph B Tholley with we currently reside in McKinney. The man where the people in the community know him has worked very hard for people in that community there. And we know say there's a chieftaincy, Paramount chief election where they come up where definitely, of course, the people within in constituency name that the posse where they want. It don't serve them very long. They don't need that constituency there for a very long time. I mean, this man come overseas, land book, he say, it's in another city in America or Europe, like enjoy the money we have for make Naya, they go to Sierra Leone. So that is what he did for the past few years. Ingo can tell me more about himself. And what I know say, of course, it's not about the education, right? But we see SLPP, they don't come. If anything, they've destroyed that educational part of things. Then guy there with all the PhD, look to suffer with it at the country, so. But I believe, say, Dr. Thorley is not one of those. That the kind of man in this way for again opportunity with the education and the fact that he's a people's person, is very down to earth, is very relatable. These are the kinds of people we want to entrust power with. So it's a different kind of PhD. When I don't say I get a problem with these idiots within the SLPP, we get PhD. But let's focus on the, Professor Thorley, Dr. Thorley. We can talk to us small about, his background and then take we into the chieftaincy elections we get for occurring at that Tonkolili area. Day. Talk to me, Dr. Thorley. How are you?
Thank you. For really tell you thank you for bringing me on board on this conversation. I mean, Dr. Joseph B Tholley as Naderi, and me hail from Tonkolili, and to be specific, I come from Kafeh Chiefdom. It used to be Kafeh Chiefdom, most people know. Well, I come from overseas in 2014. In 2015, I start an intervention and a chiefdom in a cafe. As I say, the people me don't go learn the book. At least I get small knowledge, but not enough. If I don't go back to me, people have to go pay, which God will endow me with. So I get an intervention and a chiefdom, start up products and for build hospital, start up schools, and a lot of other things. Take care of the people. So I really try for see what I will able to do with the people. Currently lecturing at the University of McKinney, mean at the Dean of Faculty of Agriculture and Food Sciences. So my life all since 2005, I've been at the University of McKinney, mean I found a member of the University of McKinney. I'm glad for tell people that I say me, the no employment at the University of McKinney, me, I starter, a founder member of the University of McKinney. And I still did it. And I think I would did it. And I'm glad for did it.
Beautiful.
So, I also spread my tentacles now the Kafeh Chiefdom for how I was able also create an impact in the chiefdom as an indigenous and descendant of that chiefdom.
Okay. So, Fabulem, I don't say the network issues, we, Dr. Thorley, the breaking between Naya. But of course, it's just to tell we say, from 2005, where on day, University of McKinney, where they lecture there. And of course, again, he gets education in Europe and they get in PhD, comes here, for can give back to in community. He's a founding member of the University of McKinney. It's not just lecturing there, he's a founding member. It's like, the brainchild basically. And so now we can transition into, the chieftaincy elections that are Tonkolili area there. But before we talk about the election itself, Professor, tell me, waiting make you feel say, you forbid the next chief in these upcoming elections for the Paramount chief that area there. Why you forbid the next chief for represent the Tonkolili district, the people in the Kafeh Chiefdom?
Well, I want to be the next chief because first I get the right to be that. Because for I become Paramount chief, not like any other position where they just come up from the blues. You get for belong. You get for be descendant of the royalty of chieftaincy. So me na a grandson of the last Paramount chief na the chiefdom. Therefore, na me right. That one it goes without saying. The second aspect is me I know they feel comfortable as somebody we don't learn and I see me people them we I know see they wanna make me attention today. I no go back for go help them. And I'll tell you one secret about Kafeh Chiefdom. Now one of the most remote chiefdom then at this country, if not to the most chiefdom in the country. But If me, God don't help me, put me up to this level, I don't see reason why I for stay off, I for stand by and see such a chiefdom where na dey me comot, I no go give a helping hand for bring up my people to the level them where I think say me power go tap for do. So this na the urge of my people them. I know they go na Kafeh because I want power, because I'm already powerful. God given me this level of education and all that I do, the lives of I don't touch. I think I'm powerful. Not that I go for again na Kafeh for the Paramount. We aim for see how I go salvage the situation, improve the condition of the people, work with the government of whatever government they come, so that we will help to build up this nation. Because I don't discover from a little experience, say, development of any nation, it rests on the paramount chiefs. If all the paramount chiefs can get very sharp, clear focus and mission of waiting them for use for rule the chiefdom they develop. If every chiefdom develop, put all the chiefdoms together, now they get the district. If district and all develop, now they get the region. And if you put all the region, the nation will go before. Because the paramount chief now a fountain source of development of any nation. In Sierra Leone especially, I don't discover say the development of the vision of the paramount chief and the mission where they get for developing people is key for the people and develop at their own pace and using the resources we got endow na any chiefdom. If I get a leader when I visionary, we're able dig out for know how development for go and use the resources adequately and appropriately, that chiefdom they go develop. But most times the problem they blame the central government. They left for find out whose side the source of development come out the chiefdom. Because if you get a very clear focus of what the chiefdom want to be, if then they spread in all the chiefdom, it will help the government for letting get a very clear direction of develop the nation.
Absolutely. Thank you. What I see now, the map of the Tonkolili area now is shown. So let us see exactly what we talk about. We now the Paramount Chieftaincy election that we Dadinaya, Dr. Dr. Joseph B Tholley one for contest the chieftaincy. I don't tell when I say first of all is heir to that throne day because it belonged to the family, and it don't make them very clear, and we all don't see that day. And it also tell we say is willing and is ready for make sure say in people them where they suffer that area they it's so remote, people in the suffer, people don't get the basic amenities them where they deserve as human beings. We see say governments after governments have been failing our people, but Mr. Dr. Joseph Tholley is ready to use a experience in connections in contact for bring development come in the lives of those people in the Tonkolili district. So I think I appeal to because of course people within the community Sabia, him definitely look like say go. You get any contestants them, you get anybody where they challenge you for his position at this particular point that you know about, Dr. Tholley? Do you know anyone contesting or challenging you to these positions?
Not really. Within the chiefdom, we get four ruling house system we all man know. And within the four ruling house system, we all don't left one word to make sure say they go struggle, for go waste resources, for create more enmity for contest for this power here. All the four ruling house system, all don't left one word say this time round is more than 115 years we Paramount Chieftaincy not this chiefdom. So what make for go struggle and create more enmity, go waste resources. Why no we left them to one person where we able to steer up the ship of this Paramount Chieftaincy here, and that na me. So all the foreign law system we in consonant, we did the same level, and we all get an agreement. We all work towards. However, well, with the some certain things, somebody coming from nowhere, with a different surname, because all man knows a Thorley na Kafeh na Thorley they get thing. That one is it clearly spelled out. But somebody come up from elsewhere, say you want to go interfere, well, the people then get the mandate. The people will tell them, say, no, look, you are not fit for anything. This is not your place. You're not an indigent. You are not a descendant of this chiefdom. So quit. But that's the power of the people, not Dr. Thorley here, and not the foreign houses. It's the power of the people. The people have to decide that. So we give them the benefit of the doubt. Let it go ahead, whosoever want to come. But for Dr. Thorley, we are comfortable. I don't get any contestant at the chiefdom. We are very solemn and well focused on what we feel now we will do for the chiefdom for a rapid development.
Absolutely. Because I asked this question because, say we believe in the diaspora, right? We won't forget the diaspora collaboration, basically. For example, you're a product of the diaspora. You came to the diaspora, you get your education, it help you. You take them, you go back now to Sierra Leone. And then, of course, you go give back to your community. So I know say a lot of diasporans them get this, thinking where they'll say, I want to go give back. How I go give back? For example, I say, okay, I want to go be a member of parliament. It is my democratic right to go and stand. I can always tell people and say, go there for go stand. But if one, you don't have the diaspora, you don't have a presence. Presence in the sense what? Social media presence. Or you're not even there doing anything for the people them, not the community them. So what is the point? So that is the problem where we get with some diasporans then way, it's not truly reflective, of what is, for say they want to go challenge them positions there at the ground where they're not even deal with the people them. They don't get a presence, they don't get a followership. It's not been there. You don't deal with the people them. You've stuck with the people. You don't deal with the people them. You don't help them with certain projects them. So if anybody wants for come challenge you, I'm sure you're not saying no come or no so. Let them come, right? But at the end of the day, now you the people sabi.
Sure.
Absolutely.
They get it right. They get it. Nobody can stop them. That's their democratic right, their franchise right. They didn't come. But the people will speak. And the people will tell them, say, look, no can mix with local business with deeper. We mean serious business now. So stock up yourself where you are. Don't come and disturb us. The people have that voice to tell the person.
Exactly. So waiting, you get an idea of what the population size is of the Tonkolili district for this election, the amount of people that will get for, or how do they determine chieftaincy? Tell me about how do they determine who they're going to get for win this chieftaincy title?
Well, I've been carrying kind of survey where I entered at the place in 2017, and I discovered, say, the entire chiefdom by then was 18,646 people, and at the Kafeh Chiefdom. But strictly the number of people that will get for vote for the Paramount Chieftaincy, we will call TAs, traditional rulers and traditional authority, or councillors, now 235. So these are the people who will decide the fate of who is going to be the Paramount Chief in that place.
Okay.
But I think these are all my sisters and brothers. I mean, we not get a big deal about them. They know me, I know them. Okay. So it's not a kind of a hard pull. No, a smooth flow.
Okay. So 235 folks that are for actually determine would I get for be the next Paramount Chief. And when is this election for the next Paramount Chief? Is there a date set?
Well, it would split any date because previously there was a timetable way come out, but the chiefdom not be included. Now 3 chiefdoms have been put at Tonkolili. Of course, Tonkolili get the highest number of chieftaincy vacancies in the country. So now 10 chiefdoms don't left right now. We chiefdom one of them. But let's be hopeful that in the near future of this late year, around September, October, maybe another timetable will come out. I will belong to the timetable for execute these elections. However, again, I know we feel say I've been marginalized if they not put me in because the terrain way that should be located by now is too horrible for do any electionary process because of the road network. So I anticipate say early dry season, maybe government will think about conducting elections in the place.
Okay. So early dry season, meaning say we are looking at, because rainy season they can begin, we almost don't begin rainy season now till October. So that next year this election go get for
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Within the course of 2021.
Within the course of this 2021. Okay. 2021 for sure. Okay. Because this is July now. So we're looking at what? Projected. Let give people an idea of when that Paramount Chieftaincy election they go to occur. November, December?
Likely
Likely November.
Maybe from September downwards.
Okay. All right.
November, December.
Okay. So, folks, na the Wadande, we look at the next Paramount Chief, na the Tonkolili District, Kafeh Chiefdom, specifically, because there are other chiefdoms them. But Kafeh Chiefdom, Dr. Joseph B Tholley, one for contest for that Paramount Chief, title day. Of course, he's deserving because he's heir from the throne. He's one of the grandkids from the other Paramount Chiefdom. So he's entitled in a way, because we don't say Paramount Chief thing, you got to belong to that enclave there. So he belongs. And of course, he's been in the community above all, because that's not just the most important thing. He's been in the community above all with his people all this time here. So una people already watch this. I go make sure say I compress this video to the smallest megabyte, so that we won't forget him. Let watch him. Let know say Dr. Tholley. We of course is a lecturer at University of McKinney, founding member of University of McKinney. Don't deny the community, don't work with the people them, don't embark on certain projects them. Dr. Tholley, you want to tell me about some of your projects them where you don't embark on within that area there, and some of the challenges the way you get real quick?
Well, yes. When I enter the chiefdom, I don't build PHUs, peripheral health units, 2 of them, and the one is up and running. I don't pay for more than 27 students at the university. This range from TC, HTC, and BSc. I know you talk about for cure people. I don't bring a massive number of people for them hernia. I don't build primary schools, and secondary schools as well. I know you talk about the agricultural component, because I'm in my own area. Right now, as I talk to you, I do research at the chiefdom where I get an agricultural project there. I get 2 very important projects now. When are honeybees, I try to see how we going to this for take care of honeybees. Honeybee are the men, like how the men fall.
Right.
And the interesting thing about honeybees, you don't pay nothing for them. They generate income for you.
Right.
They don't pay income tax. They pay their own income tax. They generate their assets. All is for you. So I get that project where I start very soon at the early entry of when it's dry season. And I get another research company where they want to introduce a new mechanism, new method of farming, very, very interesting, but the time no go allow for life. Explain that now.
Right.
I get diverse projects ranging from health, communication, road network, education. Of course, education and my flagship program.
Absolutely.
Because me, education, the key to anything what I do. So education is priority number 1 to me at that chiefdom day. And if I tell you this year I built 2 primary schools at the chiefdom, as I talk to you so I know they play with how to take that chiefdom day from one level to the other. I mean seriousness. So I ask also my brother in the diaspora, it's fine, let them come and join me. This should not be one man's task. Let them not come in on something where they not belong to. Can't be paramount chief, we not get a title today. You not belong. To descendants of the place. Let them not make the thing phony to themselves. Let them come join me on this ship we are with all this team together with the people. And I tell you, people support me vehemently because they know what's in my mind and they see the passion in me for help liberate the situation with all the time. Because when Kafeh people them suffer, we say suffer. Because all them problems they come directly to me. So meaning we are suffering together. I get the empathy for the people, not just the sympathy, but I empathize with them because they feel the same. So I ask me diaspora and brothers and sisters, let them join me in this venture. It's a laudable venture and it's for the good of our people.
Thank you. For somebody where you don't build primary schools, you've built secondary schools, you're doing research. Matter of fact, what do you have your PhD in?
It's agriculture. Being an agriculturist.
Whoa, that's what we need. That is what we need. So we're talking about value added. Because agricultural economist, that's what you do.
Sure.
So you plant your corn. From that corn day, you go harvest your corn. You manufacture maize out of the corn. You sell that corn flour day or that corn meal or whatever it is where you forget out of corn, right? You make money. You bring and come back to the chiefdom, right? That is the idea behind the whole thing. And so I'm happy you talk about agriculture because when you talk about hungry, you saw the report about WFP report, right? Talking about hunger. We say about 4.7 million Sierra Leoneans are prone to hunger. So, what is the situation that you chiefdom right now at this particular point when it comes to hunger, starvation, because people not able to forget, the supplies that they need for agriculture?
I get a very contradicting something I'm a chiefdom. The chiefdom highly mineral infested. For this time, where people normally don't discover or pay attention to these minerals, now being highly agricultural oriented chiefdom, where people they do farming, and the soil is so fertile. I'm a chiefdom. It's a unique chiefdom.
Wow.
You do agriculture, you get benefit. But now, what's not the problem? My chiefdom can become infested into the area. This is not the only chiefdom where all the villages them they get. Any village na Kafeh, you get gold, pepper. So highly mineral infested gold and other minerals.
Go ahead, Doc.
So because of this, my chiefdom is agriculturally beneficial, and I want to pay attention to agriculture because this not only the backbone, but the oxygen, as one lady talk, of any economy. And if one for sustain the people, them believe in brother Ibrahim. One of the things we will not for neglect na Africa and Sierra Leone in particular, na food. Because whatever thing you do, I see me talk to effectively because I don't bet food this morning. If now gold have been put near me, I watch them and not forget this energy. Every human being needs food. This is a natural right. But this is not the problem at this country. So Dr. Tholley, when they talk now, the priority number one, to make sure say I sustain that chiefdom day, we have to go back to agriculture, not minerals. Because we get more than 5 minerals in that chiefdom day. And this is what is now disturbing the agricultural aspect. But as God will have it, if God make me, I become paramount chief, I will restructure the chiefdom such that I will not deprive the people of their daily income generation source, but equally so for pay premium to agriculture. Because without agriculture, we will do almost the work for other people them where they put this food. Because we don't clean, not to go to go put in a fire pot. Now rest. Not to die money, they go take put in a pot. Now fish. So we have to pay attention so that what you God endow with when this gold and other minerals, we will put an for just upgrade yourself. But food has to become paramount. And this will be the watchword of every indigene of that chiefdom. If Dr. Tholley become paramount chief, I can assure you that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Doc, because, like how you talk, and so food is the most important thing. So for me, family within the Tonkolili, area, Kafeh Chiefdom, this man, not only talk the talk, he get the education for backham, and then he actions, they back the education. Because you don't learn book, but you action not back the book where you learn, it don't make no sense. Education without morality is baseless and it's useless. But we know say Dr. Tholley Nayana, one of the people, and we wait to go learn, they come for implement them, and you don't implement them. And from again, the authority go do more. And that is why, like agriculture, when I all know say belly problem is the most important thing. When you talk about human capital, the first thing you say all in the beginning, now food. The picking them, they go school. We see the video, then picking they go school, they're hungry. How picking go learn where go school? Papa wake in the morning, you they look you picking the all, all angry. How would I go? So these are some of the issues and the problems that Dr. Tholley has seen for a very long time, and he's been working on Nandi. But I believe say in imposition as a chief, as a paramount chief, na Kafeh Chiefdom day, if we give him the authority and the responsibility for come and serve, those are some of the things we go take care of. And I strongly believe in agriculture. I like agriculture. I believe say Sierra Leone should produce its own rice, Professor. That is my belief. I don't believe so for the import rice. I don't believe so for people are hungry. Like when you talk about the fertility of a land, the kind of a fertility where we get now we land, where you can plant anything it grow, but still with a struggle. So hopefully I don't want to go deep into any other political issues, but we all know say moving forward in Sierra Leone, those are the emphasis we get for put agriculture, water, electricity, and also education, like how you say, healthcare. Those we get an acronym why we don't develop with me brother them Cashbox. We get for Pulado that acronym. It's WEAH, WEEAH. The water crisis, we have to solve it. The education, the electricity, the agriculture, and the healthcare. We are Those are the 5 areas of priority. So thank you, Dr. Thorley. I think your point is being made loud and clear. Everybody where they see this video, we go watch this recording, knows that you're contesting for the chieftaincy, the Paramount chieftaincy in Tonkolili district, specifically Kafeh Chiefdom. Hopefully by November, that election they happen, we get 235 people and we get for come and make the decision. Those people already don't see you work. Not so because of say you get PhD or not that make any give you. They don't see you work in your community. They see the sacrifices that you've made, and that is why they believe say they go vote for you unanimously for you become the paramount chief in that area there. So I call on the diasporans them on our support, Dr. Thorley Naya, then at the ground, on I get one for make contributions to him. Dr. Thorley, do you receive contributions? If they want for send any contributions to you, how would they reach out to you? How do they contact you?
Well, I will establish a contact. First, get a kind of WhatsApp waiting at the diaspora, but I get also me personal email.
Give me that email
number. So whoever want to make contribution,
give me that email. I put it on the screen. What's the email?
It's JB Tholley. JB Tholley, small letters.
Okay.
01. JB Tholley, Tholley 01 at hotmail.com.
All right, folks. So this is the email. It's JB Tholley as well as CM JB Tholley 01 at hotmail.com. If you want to make any contribution, let's say you come up from that area day, or you not even come up from that area day, but you do that in the diaspora, you want to support Dr. Thorley, who is doing a phenomenal work in the Tonkolili area. You get for contest the Paramount Chieftaincy elections coming up around November this year. When I support him now, when I reach out to an email address down there, when I send to him, when I contact him directly, just in case, anybody want for, make contact with Dr. Thorley. So Dr. Thorley, thank you so much for taking the time. And any last word we want for Giwi, and we'll call this quits.
My last word is I want to encourage anybody. Power na God give, and if God give power, He give for a purpose. Let we learn to serve the people them, because if we be so today, now people them make utansu. Let we not feel above anybody. Rather, let we get leadership to serve the people than the people serve me. I want for them to thank you for listening.
All right. So thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful weekend. We left this live now, so. And then, maybe as we go one day again, we go Fenton way, Dr. Thorley, where the election they come closer, we will go bring them back and can discuss the way forward. So thank you, everybody. Again, that's the email. It's JB, with a small J. It look like for say, if one feedback like for say, I, but it's JB. Let me make sure. Let me change the font style here, so it will look like J. Okay. So it's JB Tholley 01 JBTHOLLEY 01 at hotmail.com. If you have any questions for Dr. Thorley, send another email. If you want for help him, you want for make a contribution towards the agricultural project, in school projects, them in medical facilities, them where they do every project that is done, reach out to Dr. Thorley directly on that email, jbtholley01 at hotmail.com. All right. So bye bye, everybody. Have a beautiful day. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.